They say the battlefield at Petersburg still trembles, not from cannon fire, but from the cries of men buried alive. On July 30, 1864, Union engineers completed a daring plan. They dug a tunnel nearly 500 feet long beneath Confederate lines. Inside, they packed 8,000 pounds of black powder. The goal was simple: blow a hole in the defenses and rush through. At dawn, the ground shook with a thunderous blast. The explosion tore open the earth, leaving a crater 170 feet long, 60 feet wide, and 30 feet deep. The shock wave was felt miles away. Smoke, fire, and debris filled the air. Confederate soldiers near the blast were obliterated instantly. Union troops surged forward, adrenaline high, believing the path to victory was open. But confusion reigned. Instead of moving around the pit, entire regiments poured directly into the crater. The walls of earth were steep and crumbling, impossible to climb under fire. Men slipped, stumbled, and piled into the hollow, trapped in a cauldron of smoke and dust. Confederate forces regrouped quickly. They surrounded the rim and poured musket fire and artillery into the pit. Union soldiers had nowhere to run. What began as triumph turned instantly to chaos. By the end of the day, nearly 4,000 men were killed, wounded, or captured. The crater became a graveyard. After the battle, locals spoke of strange sounds at the site. Whispers rising from the earth at night. Footsteps circling the rim, as if unseen soldiers still marched. Shadowy figures climbing endlessly, never reaching the top. Muffled cries drifting through the soil, like voices trapped beneath the ground. Visitors described a heavy silence that seemed unnatural. Some claimed to feel watched, even when standing alone. Others heard faint echoes when the wind moved across the rim. The stories spread, and the crater became known as one of the Civil War's most haunted places. Some believed these were the spirits of Union soldiers who never escaped. They imagined men still clawing at the walls, desperate to climb out. Others said the crater itself had become a scar of war, echoing the suffering of thousands. The ground, they claimed, remembered. Skeptics dismissed the tales. They argued the sounds were wind rushing through the pit, or shifting soil settling after decades of erosion. Perhaps imagination fueled by memory, history, and grief. But veterans who returned to Petersburg swore the sounds were real. They claimed the battlefield itself refused to forget. For them, the legend was not superstition, it was testimony. The crater became part of Petersburg's haunted identity. Stories of ghostly cries were retold in veterans' reunions. Local families passed down tales of eerie nights near the battlefield. Tour guides spoke of shadows and whispers, keeping the legend alive. Even today, visitors to the site describe unease. A heavy silence hangs over the crater. Some say they feel a chill, even on warm summer evenings. Others hear faint echoes when the wind moves across the rim. The legend endures, making the crater one of the Civil War's most haunted places. Whether echoes of the past or restless spirits, the crater remains a place where history and myth collide. A battlefield scar turned ghost story. A reminder that some wounds never heal, and some voices refuse to